Shout out to everybody on Facebook, Instagram, anybody tuning in. Just want to talk about a few things. Check my motherfucking look first. I ain't really feeling it, but I'm gonna try it. I don't even know where to start, but I want to just talk about like-mindedness and common ground. Like a lot of people try to connect with other people that are not of a like mind of themselves, and it's a very uncomfortable relationship if you don't share the same like mind as the next individual, for there won't be no common ground. I think I heard Dame say it, so I just kind of adopted that from Dame. Shout out to Dame Dash. And nowadays it's like everybody wants to get along, be along with something that's not what they are about. I mean, I stand my ground as a man as far as in what I believe, how I believe it, and how hard I go for what I believe in and how hard I believe it. A lot of my friends and shit like that, they don't share that same opinion as far as if you believe in something, if you fight for something, you must be willing to die for what you believe in. You must be willing to go to prison for what you believe in. I posted a couple Facebook posts like 2 months ago. It was a girl with an army fatigue bodysuit on, looking bad, looking real good, with an AK-47 in her hand though. And because of that post, I had the FBI contact my mother, drive down there with the motherfucking Jeep with the FBI jacket and vest on, showing up in Florida when I'm currently residing in DC, trying to get in contact with me. So, in my mind, I'm saying, okay, I'm a Pan-Africanist unapologetically. I go hard for what the fuck I believe in, and I'm not saying nothing this directly threatening or saying I'm going to do anything to anybody. I'm just saying my perspective. And on that post, I said it's time for these crackers to get scared. So, when they came to my mother's house, my father immediately called my older sister. I was over her house. My sister, hit my line up saying, they here right now. What are you doing? Their first reaction when they see FBI was to get scared, to get nervous, which goes against everything that I was taught, everything that I believe, everything that I stand for personally as a man and as a Pan-Africanist. So right there on the phone, I said, you motherfucking hell no. They wanted to know where I was at. I said, nah, that's not your business. Have I done anything illegal? So they tell me, now you haven't done nothing illegal, but we just would like to talk to you. We would like to debrief you. I said, what are you debriefing me about? Well, it's a couple posts. No, matter of fact, they disrespectfully said, you know what it's about. I said, yeah, I know what it's about. It's about my Facebook post. So, long story short, I hung up the phone right then and there. I leave my sister's house because I don't want to bring what I believe in or what I stand for on her and her home, So, my little sister that was at the house in Florida immediately called me back. And I already know the game, so I was assuming that they on the line. They probably, I done seen too many movies. Go ahead and call him back, and we want to hear what he got to say about certain issues. So she's asking me, excuse me. She's asking me, what are you doing on Facebook? They got these peoples at the house, And for a whole hour, I just give her my whole perspective on what I believe, and how. But that's Pan-Africanism. You could Wikipedia it and shit like that, but I'm just letting them know on the line while they listening in, which I know that's what the fuck they doing, that I'm not out here about to do nothing stupid. I know I was blessed with a brain, a very, with a mental capacity that's kind of unmatched in my eyes. I'm able to read something one time and retain it, and I have a certain passion for Black America and for the demise of Black America right now, for the position that Black America is in, living under a white privilege system, which has a lot of black racism involved in it, being as though, Black America is the 12th richest nation financially, but we don't own our own economics in our own neighborhood. Look at this shit. You got Beauty Supply right here. You got Family Dollar right there. You got, I'm out here in Maryland. You got this motherfucking pizza place right here. I just ate lunch right here. I walk in that motherfucker, and it's a motherfucking Indian. This motherfucker so old, he look disgusted every time a customer come. I send him for a whole hour to charge my phone up, and this motherfucker, every customer, he's screaming out the number and just looks so disgusted. And no black person that went in there, to me, I didn't see it on their face, whereas though they felt some type of way to say something. It's kind of like just understood that, well, that's just how it is. A lady going in the beauty supply store right there. Look at this shit. Black women, look what y'all doing. They say y'all spend billions of dollars every year on getting this fake hair You know what I'm saying? Chasing this black image. Oh, look at these pictures. That's good too. Chasing this European image of a black woman. And, you know, it's sickening to me, you know, from my perspective on the way I see things in my mind. I've been conditioned to look at things a lot differently. Shout out to Baba Ajay Koto in Nation House in Sankofa. I've been there since I was 10 years old, learning a Pan-African education, you know, learning the truth, you know. And back to this little FBI thing, about a week ago, you know, they called me back. I think it was Monday. They say, well, we found out, you know, the Florida field office let us know that you're in D.C. now. So we want to know if you want to come talk to us. You know, I snapped on them right there. No, the fuck, I don't want to come talk to you. Am I doing anything illegal as a U.S. citizen? You know, I let them know I have a social security card just like the same crackers do. This is running around here all on Facebook talking about it kill all niggas. And I know as a black man in America, for me to use that type of language, being as though if that's how I feel or not is somewhat relevant, but irrelevant in this conversation. I know that certain flack will be sent back my way, which, you know, I'm not prepared right now, I would say, to put my life on the line to go out like that, you know, without doing what I feel as though I was sent here by God to do first, to complete that. Then I can go as hard as I want to. Like Martin Luther King said, you know, in that mountaintop speech right before they killed him the next morning. Rest in peace to him. I have seen the mountaintop, being as though what that meant was he has came, he has saw, he has conquered, he has completed the mission that he believed God had for him to do. But my mission has just started. You know what I'm saying? It's been years in the making of me being educated, you know, coincidentally, but not going to a Pan-African school, you know, having a father that's a Nazarene pastor, but who had a mental capacity to be able to go to Howard University and, you know, graduate with honors, you know, PhD and things like that. So I'm still in the middle or in the beginning of doing what it is that I believe I was sent here to do by God, you know. So when they came Monday, I told them, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and see you. I'll see you on Thursday. So on Thursday, long story short, you know, they came through. I had my man with me, you know, just watching in case these motherfuckers try to snatch me up and put me in that little ass Chicago prison that y'all keep hearing about, you know, whereas though I can't come out of that motherfucker, which is 2011, I think it was, Barack Obama signed some type of law and order where if you're deemed as a terrorist, homegrown terrorist or Afghanistani terrorists, they can lock you up indefinitely without due process and without you even, your family won't know where you at, and without, you know, you having a lawyer or going to court, man. They could just hold you indefinitely. And, you know, it's certain shit like that that people, they don't give a fuck about, but they gonna tune in every week. You see the shit on Facebook talking about Lee Daniels with his gay ass and all of this empire shit. And you gotta understand, if this is the Matrix, you gotta have shit there to keep people asleep so they don't know what the fuck you're doing behind the scenes. But it's a lot of like-minded individuals as myself, like myself, and, you know, we peep the shit, man. We disgusted by the shit. Some people choose to talk about the shit. Some people choose to act. And me right now, you know, I would say my position, you know, I'm still, you know, as God has clarified to me, is just to get the message out there, man. Just to, because, okay, the truth, they say, shall resonate in your soul. So if the truth resonates with your soul, that means your soul already knows what is true. So if I'm telling you something is true and it resonates in your soul, it's something you need to know because you're going to feel it in your soul. So that's what I do all day. You know, I love to talk. You know, I have a very good talent of being able to talk to anybody at any time and get a conversation up out of them. So all the little shit like that, that's why Tupac said, you got to watch the signs, man. As you watch the signs, you'll be able to just see, like, I make the example about my man Michael Jordan. Well, that's not my man, fuck him too. He's a culture vulture. But Michael Jordan, he had a natural ability to be able to jump very high. They say the man had hands like a center, and his passion was basketball, and he had the natural ability to be the greatest basketball player ever. So they say if you want to know what your purpose is in life, you just look to where your passion is. Like, you know, some of the best school teachers that don't get paid shit, shout out to my mother, Mama Jean, they don't get paid shit, but they have a passion for being able to teach kids. Well, have a passion for teaching kids. And they they have a certain patience that goes along with being able to teach somebody, especially like a kid that bounces around. My mother is very good at that. So as me watching my mother over the years, looking back in hindsight now, I could tell that that was her purpose. And when she's with those kids, some people, you know, they can't even stand their kids for 2 hours. My mother go to work every day, you know, teaching those kids, and she loves that shit. I don't think I would have the patience to, well, I don't think I have developed the patience or the discipline to be able to teach little kids, but, you know, just bringing grown men up on shit that they need to know, that they probably already have an idea of what's going on inside of this U.S. government and how they are doing Black America. You know, I bring them up on that, you know, with a nice delivery. You know, I'm from the hood, you know, not regretfully so, but like Tupac said, you know, arose from the concrete. Like, motherfuckers would see somebody like me. Okay, my father's an ex-heroin addict. You know, my mother, you know, she did her thing. You know, this, that, and the third, drinking alcohol or whatever. But I really am arose from a concrete, being as though the situations that I have been able to overcome in my life, or grown through, you know, that's a motherfucking rose, man. Because I come from a place where I was supposed to be nothing, you know, just a nothing ass nigga, just and not even just being a nothing ass nigga, but just settling for nothing, being satisfied and content with having nothing, but maybe a couple thousand. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a car with some rims. And I overcame all of that. I was not subjected. Well, I was subjected to it, but I did not. Damn, how can I say this? I did not. How do they say? Don't become a victim of your circumstance. Don't become a victim of your environment. You know, I never let my environment dictate who I was. Even now today, motherfuckers will tell you, man, that nigga Preach, he weird. You know, that's my nickname. That nigga Preach, he ain't like us. You know, that nigga Preach, he different. You know, that nigga, and to a lot of people that's from where I'm from, you know, that shit bothers them, because I'm not, I'm nothing like them in a sense. You know, as far as what I want to do in life, you know, what I want out of life. Like, motherfuckers want shit out, and I ain't even gonna say that, because a lot of people, they want shit out of life. But the thing about wanting something out of life is you gotta have a work ethic. If you don't go hard for what the fuck you want, you will not get it. You're gonna be wanting something for your whole motherfucking life. I know people 50, 60 years old talking about they trying to get back. How the fuck you gonna get back at 50 and 60? Why wasn't you trying to get back at 20? I know motherfuckers been telling me they trying to get back since they was 15 years old. And now they 60-some years old, you know what I'm saying? And they, man, it's just crazy, man. But I just want to inspire people, man, to don't let your circumstances tell you who you are or who you need to be, or what's up. You tell yourself, you listen to your motherfucking soul, man. You know, you listen to God. Let God tell you who you are and who you're supposed to be. I used to tell people all the time, they have a definition of what black is. The definition of being black is you holding it down. You know, you a hood nigga. You know, ain't nobody disrespecting you, this, that, and the third. And, you know, you talk the slang, like, they say, okay, boom. If you got a guy from bumfuck West Virginia, and this motherfucker talks very proper and likes to skateboard and damn, with some weird ass shit that we consider weird, read comic books, that nigga ain't black, that nigga white. You know, you got 50 shades of black, man. In Africa, you know, you had people that was a part of different shit. Then you had your masterminds that did many of things, but like the Caucasian race, you got your because I went to high school with the crackers for a couple years. You got your preps, you know, you got your gothic people, you got your posers, you got your skateboarders, you know what I'm saying? You got your heavy metal motherfuckers, and all of those are a shade of white. They don't look at them and say you're not being white because you're not a prep. You know, the preps don't look at the skateboarders and say you're not white because you prefer to skateboard. You know, but it's this single-minded definition of what being black is. And if you aren't this type of way, then you aren't black enough. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. For everything came out of black. If everything comes out of black, everything is black. Shout out to Lord Richard. Rest in peace to him. He the one that started rock and roll music. You know what I'm saying? But now, you know, you'll get motherfuckers that say rock and roll ain't black. Lil Wayne decides to do a rock and roll album. They like, what are you doing? That's not what black people do. You stupid motherfuckers. Y'all don't know history on shit. We started rock and roll. Every genre of music comes out of blues. For you dumb idiots that don't know. I don't want to go too hard, but for a lot of people that's misinformed, you know, everything comes out of black. I don't give a fuck what it is. Everything comes out of black. Not disorder though. All of that barbarianism and homosexuality and bestiality, all that shit comes out of the Caucasian race historically. You can read the motherfucking facts. For the Vandals was a tribe in Europe. And the berserkers, when somebody say I'm going berserk, that was a tribe in Europe, motherfuckers that just used to go